It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hello and welcome to the Northwoods Cooking Show. It's Easter time. Oh, isn't it pretty, Callie? Alice? Come here, look, treats. Oh, gotta get her before she runs away. Come here, Callie, Alice. Oh. Callie, come here. Oh, I'm your host, Uncle Roy, and this is the Easter Bunny herself, Miss Callie Alice. Oh, Callie Alice, yes. Oh. And her little bunny ears. Oh, isn't she pretty? Oh. She got purple and pink collar on too. Yeah. We're all getting all ready for our Easter dinner. And there's so many things to cook. Last year we did a ham, and I think we did one the year before too. And then we did, I think we did a wild rice pilaf and sweet potatoes with cashews in it too. That was really good. But today we're going to do some different things and some different side dishes. And we're going to start out making some hot cross buns. And these are going to be really simple to make, and we'll put them in our bread machine. So we're going to start off with our ingredients first into our bread machine. Isn't that right, Miss Callie Alley? Now she's going to run because I'm going to turn on the machine. So for the hot cross buns. Oh, these are going to be so good, Callie Alley. Oh, she took off. Oh, trouble in snow. Look, we're not going to see her for a while. Oh, she'll be running in the snow now. Shoom. Anyway, so in our container, we're going to start off with a 1/4 cup of warm water. And I'll put that in a coffee cup. And I just took and warmed up my coffee cup just so that the water doesn't chill out right away. Because we're going to dissolve our yeast in that. We don't want the water to chill down. So it's always just a little tip to heat up your coffee cups or your measuring cup or whatever, your bowl, whatever you're going to take and mix your yeast in. Anyway, we'll take and mix our yeast in the cup here, and we'll let that sit for about 5 minutes until that dissolves, starts foaming up, and then we'll be right back. Okay, this yeast is dissolving pretty nicely, bubbling. Then into our container we need 4 1/2 cups of flour. Now just the all-purpose flour. We don't need bread flour in this one. This one you can use all-purpose flour for. And that's going to go directly into our container. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of the kosher salt. And remember now that I've always said before, how kosher salt is a sodium and healthier for you. It also makes everything rise lighter and fluffier, which is true, and it also is it's a necessity in making any type of bread. It's a leavening agent. It helps everything to rise fuller and fluffier. So salt is very important. So kosher salt is excellent for breads and cakes and anything that needs to rise. Then we also need a 1/2 cup of sugar. All this is going right into our container here. Then we need a teaspoon of ground cardamom. This is what's going to give these hot cross buns a unique flavor. And cardamom is a spice that's in a lot of Norwegian and Scandinavian cooking. It's in a lot of our baking, in our breads and cakes, and a lot of Christmas ones too. So it's going to give it a nice, unique flavor. And then we need a ½ cup of melted butter. Before I put that in, I need a cup and a quarter of warm milk, which will be a cup and a quarter of warm water, and a third cup of powdered milk. And for the quarter cup, that'd be equal 1, so I need about a fourth more, so a third plus about another tablespoon of the powdered milk. This will make it nice and creamy. I like using the powdered milk because then with the liquid milk, it gets a little scary there because you can use a 1 1/4 cups of warm milk. That's fine too. But I like to use the powdered milk because I've learned in baking that the powdered milk dissolves better. It gives it a creamier texture to your bread rather than the milk. And the milk is excellent too, don't get me wrong. This is a personal preference. I just like using the powder. And then we need a ½ cup of melted butter. And 1 egg at room temperature, because you don't want it to deactivate your yeast. So you want to make sure all the ingredients are at room temperature. That's why the warm milk, the warm water, and then our yeast mixture goes right on top. And I kind of want to scrape that out so I can get all that activation of the yeast in there. And then we're going to just pop this into our bread machine. Plug that in. Oh, they wouldn't beat. No, if she was here, she'd head down to the basement in a second. No, she don't like that noise. I don't know why. I think it's a shrilling noise. She just hates that noise. On the dough cycle and start. And that's it. And this will be done in about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So while this is going, we can start on another project, on another recipe. Okay, now to continue on with our next recipe, we're going to be roasting the chicken this year for Easter. So this is going to be fun. Now you can do your traditional ham if you want to, and like I said, I've done them a couple of times already now, so you can look up my other earlier episodes. But with the roaster, we want to take them, spray it down. Make sure you get in the corners there and around the lip. And I'm going to put in about a 4-pound chicken. I just want to take and pat it dry, get rid of the excess moisture. Make sure that, we rinse it off first, and then I'm patting it dry. And we'll just lay that in the roasting pan, along with 1 cup of chicken broth. Now, if you happen to have it already frozen, when you freeze it, when you cook off chickens and you save broth and stuff, that's even better yet. But in a pinch, your canned broth works just as well. And we're going to put 1 cup of this into the bottom of the roasting pan. And that just helps to make seal in juices, it helps to make it flavor much more nicer than just plain water. Now to the bird, we're going to be using, I got a large orange or 2 small oranges. This is one of those great big ones. And you just squeeze this all over the bird. So we have orange juice, fresh orange juice. All over the bird. And then take the leftover rind and shove it inside the bird. This is going to be a really nice herb roasted orange chicken, as you can tell so far. We got the orange. Then on top of that, we need our kosher salt. And we're just going to sprinkle the salt and pepper to taste over the entire bird. And this is going to help to seal in the juices in the bird so we get a nice moist chicken. And that's rubbed on top. Then I need a couple teaspoons of minced garlic. Now with this minced garlic, you can cut up your own and put it through your little press and mince that and just rub that all over. That's works just as well too. But I got a whole jar of this at the dollar store. It's already minced and cut up for you. Only $1 for a whole big jar. Can't go wrong with that. And then we just rub this minced garlic all over the chicken with the salt and pepper there. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Then on top of this goes a half cup of melted butter. And just pour that all over the chicken. Ooh, Callie, this will be yummy, yummy. Ooh. That's for the butter. And on top of that, we want to put up fresh herbs. And what we'll do is I got a couple of sprigs of fresh rosemary and a couple of sprigs of fresh thyme. And these go right all over the bird on top. Ooh, Callie, it smells pretty. That's gonna smell good. Then we will take and cover this with foil, or you can just put your cover on, it's fine too. And we'll put this into the oven for about 25 minutes. And then we're gonna uncover it and leave it uncovered and cook it for about 1 hour to 2 hours until your thermometer inserted says 165. And then when it's uncovered, we'll just take the juices from underneath and we'll baste the bird. And you want to continue basting every 15 minutes or until the bird is done. So now we'll just put our Easter bird orange herb roasted chicken in the oven. This is gonna be good. Okay, now we take the bird. It's been 20 minutes and we're gonna take and baste this now. And what we want to do is pour all the juices from the bird back on to the chicken. So we got our butter and juices and the orange in there and the garlic and all the seasonings, and that's going to be really, really good. So now we'll just take and put this back in the oven until it's done. And we're going to record it now up until we get to 165 degrees. And you get that when you stick it into the thickest part of the thigh. And then we'll do that in about another 15 minutes. We'll take and rebaste it again. So you just keep doing that until the chicken reaches 165. And that should be like about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And then we'll be right back with more of our hot cross buns. And we're going to be doing roasted vegetables too. This will be really good too. Now on the hot cross buns, you want to make sure that when it beeps, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of raisins, a 1/4 cup of citron peel, and a 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. And that'll mix in with the dough. And that'll give us our hot cross bun dough. And then also now with our vegetables, you want to cut these into big old chunks. And what we have is, I have like about 2 medium-sized turnips, 1 small rutabaga, about 3 parsnips, about 4 carrots, a large onion, and a large small red onion, and a couple potatoes. And these are going to be a wonderful roasted vegetables too, because we're going to put these in the oven too, but we're going to wait till the chicken's almost done.
When winning a ribbon at the Minnesota State Fair is not easy as pie.
Oh, it's anything but. And that's not stopping a Crystal man, though. And as Shannon Slatton explains, he's trying to take competitive baking to a whole new level.
If I didn't do good at the county fair, then I'm not going to enter it in the state fair.
There are blue ribbon bakers.
When you go into the fair, you look at everybody else's and see who's won what.
And then there's Roy Barham.
And then you start planning your strategy right away for the next year.
This Crystal man started competitive baking 10 years ago.
And after I sobered up in 2000, then I started wondering about competition, because I've always been cooking and baking my entire life.
But winning a ribbon isn't as easy as you might imagine.
It takes years of entering and winning and losing to figure out what they're looking for. And I'm still learning.
He enters the maximum entries allowed, which is 25, and this year Roy plans to enter a new recipe in the drop cookie category.
White chocolate chip cranberry walnut cookie. And it's just to die for.
As Roy talks us through the process,
doing state fair competition, if you use all butter in your cookies, when you bake them, they spread out in your oven. Everybody knows that.
it might seem like he's done this before,
We're going to let this beat for at least 2.5 to 3 minutes.
because he has.
The Northwoods Cooking Show,
Roy has produced the Northwoods Cooking Show
starring Uncle Roy.
in his kitchen on public access for 3 years.
We have a special guest today, my mom. Oh, come on in, Mom.
As fans of his show continue to grow,
Oh, you can smell that garlic a mile away. Sniffing bites.
so does Roy's competitive nature.
The purple one there, that was for my coffee cake. And that was the year that I beat Marjorie Johnson. I did it twice.
Even though Roy has won more than 450 ribbons,
That's what everybody's goal is, to beat Marjorie Johnson.
the 2 times Roy beat the premier state fair baker is what he values the most.
She sets the standard because she's so good. You know, that's what you strive for, is to try to beat her. And if you do that, then you can put a feather in your hat and say, I am really a good baker.
But out of all of the delicious goodies Roy bakes to practice and to compete,
I'm diabetic too, so I don't eat all my treats,
in Crystal, Shannon Slatton,
which is kind of hard.
12 News.
Baking isn't the only category Roy enters. He plans to compete in the maximum number of canned good categories as well. So along with all those baked goods, Roy hauls 40 jars of jellies and jams and relishes to the state fair every year too. And I didn't realize it was so competitive.
He's playing for keeps. Yeah, Marjorie's at the top, so that's who to shoot for.
That's right.
Okay, now our hot cross buns are done. Ooh. One thing I like about these things is that you don't have to mix and knead all the time. It does it for you. And then this is our nice dough here. Ooh, this is super nice. Let's see, get this out of the way. Brush off your countertop. Oh, false alarm, Callie. Oh, she's gonna come around. She heard the beeping of that bread machine. She'll stay hidden for the rest of the night. So what we want is a little flour on that, just for rolling on. And I was gonna say before too is that the nice thing about these things is, like I said, they knead up for you, so you can do other things. You know, you don't have to be stuck spending all that time on your bread dough. And we just pull this. Oh, ooh, look how nice and smooth that is. And then you want to take your 9 by 13-inch pan there, and we want to grease that down. And I'm just going to use the butter flavored Crisco, just so we can get some flavor to it. So if you have regular Crisco, that's fine too. Any kind of shortening will work. But I just like using the butter flavor just to give it a little bit more of a butter flavor to your bread products. And you just want to grease your pan so that the bread doesn't stick to it. Now this is just be like making a loaf of bread. But we're going to put it in the pan here because all of our rolls are going to go into here. And what we want to do now is cut this dough into 12 even pieces. Yep, Callie the other day, oh, she had a timeout. Oh. Just like a little kid. She was out playing in the snow and she saw a couple of squirrels and went tearing out across the street. Well, you know, was scared she'd get hit by a car, of course. And she's got her shot collar, but she didn't have it on, you know? And so she knows it. When she doesn't have it, she knows it's not on. She takes off. So her master went and got her and brought her back, and he had to coax her back with a toy and put her on the back deck. And I'm in the kitchen, I could see her looking through the window, just looking sad eyes at me, like, no, I can't talk to you, you're in the timeout. Naughty little girl. And then we'll do the same with this other half, and we'll cut this into 6 pieces. Then we're going to take and cover this with a dry towel and let these rise until double. And then we'll bake these in a 350-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes until they're like golden brown. And you want to take and make sure you butter them when they come out of the oven right away so that they stay soft. Otherwise you're going to end up with real hard rolls. Then when they're cool completely, that's when you take and you frost and put a crust on the top. Make them out of frosting. And that's just powdered sugar and milk with a little vanilla in it. You don't need to make a thick buttercream frosting, so you don't need butter in it. You just want a nice thick glaze to it. Because the cross, of course, represents, Jesus, it's Easter, hot cross buns. So now we'll just take and cover these up and let them rise until double before we bake them in the oven. Okay, now for the vegetables. Chicken's almost done, not quite, just about. For the vegetables, I put them all into a big bag, and we're going to add a tablespoon of fresh grated ginger root. These are called roasted ginger root vegetables. That's the name, with ginger root. And then we put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I've got my olive oils infused with basil, just to give it a little bit flavor. There's basil leaves in here. I just love this stuff. Oh, so good. Then we put in about a teaspoon of salt and about a half teaspoon of pepper. And then we just take and toss these around. Get these all well coated. And I suppose I probably might get a second pan here, unless I can get these in here just fine. I think I can. And those are going to go in. And they should take about an hour, 50 minutes altogether until they're tender. And when halfway through, in about 25 minutes, we'll stir them up, and then we're going to pour over a cup of pure maple syrup. Pour that over the vegetables, stir that in, and then put it back in for another 20-25 minutes or until they're tender. Oh, these are going to be wonderful, wonderful roasted ginger root vegetables. And this is the lovely roasted chicken. Oh, look at that herb chicken. Oh, glistening that is, and moist. And all the vegetables lined up. And what I'm going to do for a final little touch is I got a little truffle Barolo wine glaze. And I'm just going to take and just drizzle this over the top of the vegetables. Oh, let's go a little bit on the chicken too. Just for a little color. There, oh, isn't that lovely? Mmm. And then I almost forgot about the rolls. Let me get one of those out, Callie Alleys. Oh, the hot cross buns are really hot. Whoa, just got out of the oven. Too hot for me to frost. The frosting will melt. But you can just put the frosting and make a cross right across the top of this. And it's just powdered sugar and milk and a splash of vanilla until you get a nice thicker consistency. And then you can pipe that straight across, or just make a spoon or a knife and just make a cross going over that. Now, lovely hot cross buns. Oh, nice and big and fluffy. Can't wait to have one of those, Callie. Mmm. Oh, we're on. We're on, Callie. We're on. Well, thank you for joining us on our Easter special. Callie and I had lots of fun making this. Isn't this beautiful? Whoa, it turned out really pretty, didn't it, Callie Alleys? Oh, the Easter bunny herself. The Cadbury Callies. Yeah, the Cadbury Callie. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see who wrote us this week, Callies. And if you have any questions for Callie or I on gardening, cooking, canning, baking, etc., just feel free to write us at the Northwoods Cooking Show at yahoo.com, and we'll try to answer your questions the best we possibly can. Let's see you on us, Callie. Oh, we gotta do the treat. Whoa, 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 she's waiting for her tweet. Oh! Oh, we got little lips. Oh, the kisses. Oh, yeah. Oh, droolings. Oh, droolings. Oh, I think she wants the chicken. I don't want to give her that because she might throw it out because it's not spicy, but she's not used to it in her system and she'll throw it out. She's used to dog food, not people food, and this has a little bit too much spice to it. Anything that's off, that's not butter and bread type of cooking, it upsets her stomach, and so she'll throw it up. I know she will. But all that truffle oil on it, ooh, yummy. That maple syrup, mmm. Yeah. Dear Uncle Roy, Miss Callie, can you explain to me what braising is? Signed, Lisa of St. Paul, Minnesota. Oh, thank God, Lisa. Braising. Oh, I know, it took me a while to figure that one out too. It's very simple. What braising is, basically it means cooking in water. And it doesn't mean like boiling water and throwing in your noodles. It means like, say we had the chicken in the roasting pan and we put the broth in the bottom. We put a cup, so there's just a little bit of broth in the bottom. And then the chicken actually cooked in the oven. Well, that's braising because you got a liquid on the bottom of your pan, of your roasting pan. And the meat is cooking in the liquid. And the liquid helps to keep it moist. And that's what a lot of recipes call for braising, because what it does is the moisture keeps the meat from drying out. It's a really good policy to when you do bake, to put a little bit of water or broth or stock, etc. in the bottom of your pans, because then that's braising and that helps to keep that meat moist from drying out. So I hope that answers your question, Lisa. And from the Cadbury Callies, oh! I didn't see a little potato. Oh, I don't want to get one with lots of sauces on it. Oh. We want to say, oh, she's drooling. She wants this one. Oh, let her drool like a little. We want to say, eat healthy, be safe, and spread the sunshine. And happy Easter, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Say bye, guys. Bye.